You ever have one of those mornings where reality feels like it leaned a little too far off center before you've even had your first full sip of coffee? Yeah, that was me. Barefoot on the porch, coffee mug halfway to my lips, blinking at 2. Police cruisers parked right in front of my house, my wife 7 months pregnant, radiant like she had a lantern tucked behind her ribs, was catching her breath on the porch steps after her morning walk. A walk. One slow, careful lap around the block. That's all it took to set off a 911 call. 81st. I thought the cop was joking. But Officer Delgado, God bless the man, wasn't smiling. "Sir," he said, calm and dead serious, "someone reported excessive sidewalk noise." I blinked at him, then at Ellie, who was huffing gently in her pink Crocs, waddling like a dignified duck with a belly full of baby and the patience of a saint. Excessive sidewalk noise. The only thing aggressive about her was the craving for pickles dunked in peanut butter, and then, like a sitcom villain summoned from the depths of suburbia, she appeared. Not her real name, but you know the kind. We'll call her Karen. Pearl earrings, tight bun, more security cameras than sense. A permanent scowl like she's been cast in stone by the HOA gods. She stood right on the edge of her immaculate lawn, phone clutched like a dagger carved from pure passive aggression. She stomped past my grandbaby's window, she announced, triumphant. I have video proof. For reference, the grandbaby was a toddler who visited twice a month. And last weekend, their yard had hosted an inflatable bounce house party that went way past 10 p.m. But today, Ellie's footsteps were apparently a crime scene. I gave Officer Delgado that look, the one that says, "Are we really doing this?" To his credit, he sighed. "Sir, it's unconventional, but we have to respond to all emergency calls." Ellie laughed, disbelieving. Then, with all the dignity of a queen bearing the weight of nonsense, she placed her hands on her belly and said, "You're telling me I got the cops called on me for walking?" Karen didn't even flinch. "You were provoking me, huffing like a bull. Try being quiet for once." Ellie blinked. "I'm literally growing a human. I'm lucky I can walk at all." Karen gasped like she'd been slapped with a wet sponge. "Calling me lady, how disrespectful. I want her cited. Arrested even." The officers awkwardly explained that sidewalk stomping wasn't a crime. So Karen stormed back into her house and returned moments later, armed with a 3-page color-coded printout of the municipal code, highlighted like a college thesis. On suburban warfare. "Unreasonable noise," she shouted, jabbing the paper with a manicured finger. Ellie stepped down beside me. "Calm. Steady. You've been recording me for 3 days," she said. "Of course." Karen barked. "I have to protect my property." Ellie turned to the officers. "Then I'd like to file a complaint." "That's stalking." Officer Delgado looked like he was trying to blink his soul into another dimension. Maybe. Just try a different route for a few days," he mumbled. Ellie didn't argue. She cried silent, steady tears. "Not broken. Just tired." Karen took it as victory. "See? She knows she's wrong," she muttered, satisfied. That night, Ellie couldn't sleep. Not because of the baby, but because of the cameras. "She's waiting for me to snap," she whispered, "so she can escalate it." She was right. So I started documenting. Dates, screenshots, downloaded a decibel meter app just for the hell of it. Filed a records request with the city, found out Karen had never registered those cameras. I also filed a complaint about her bounce house party. Yep, clear noise violation. Next morning, I bought Ellie a new pair of sneakers with orthopedic soles. We walked the same route, past Karen's house, waved at the cameras. That afternoon, a notarized letter appeared on our porch, accusing Ellie of auditory intimidation. "Why does she hate me?" Ellie whispered as she read it. That's what Karen never understood. This wasn't about sidewalks. It was personal. So we called our lawyer, Daniel Chill Guy, herbal tea drinker, hums Beethoven while cross-referencing case law. He read the letter and laughed for a full minute. "She wants to play paperwork games?" he said. "Fine, let's play." We sent a cease and desist, just a warning shot. Karen got it the next day. Slammed her door so hard her wreath fell off. The next morning, our sprinkler system went off at 3 a.m. targeting only the stretch of sidewalk in front of her lawn. Not ours, just hers. Later, Ellie found a yellow citation staple to our mailbox. Violation of irrigation protocol. In Comic Sans. Under a fake HOA logo. We don't even have an HOA. But Karen had tried to revive it. Passed out flyers listing banned dog breeds and a neighborhood curfew. One line read, "Avoid loud footwear near children's windows." Subtle.soi installed cameras, captured her spraying cleaner on our curb, inspecting our trash cans with a flashlight, even planting a tiny yard flag that read, "Tread lightly." Still, we stayed quiet until 5 o'clock a.m. when fire trucks and cruisers showed up. Karen reported a gas leak, claimed she saw smoke. There was no smoke, just old lawn chairs and paint cans. A firefighter pulled me aside. "We've had other false alarms from this house," he said. "That was the final straw." I compiled everything: 911 call logs, fake citations, video of her tampering with our sprinkler controls. But what truly broke Ellie was the letter. No return address. Just one sentence: "Pregnant women shouldn't be under stress. Maybe you should move for the baby's sake." Ellie just sat there, silent. "I'm afraid to go for a walk," she whispered. So we filed for a restraining order. Attached the evidence. Karen was served while pruning her roses. She turned pale and vanished. Inside, days passed. Then came the zoning complaint. Claimed I was running an illegal business. Said my client traffic was disrupting the peace. I'm a remote software consultant. My traffic is Amazon deliveries. Still, it triggered an inspection. I documented every inch of our home. The inspector, older guy, kind eyes, walked through once and said, "This is retaliatory. I'll file it as such." Karen didn't want to inconvenience us. She wanted to break us. So I flipped the board, called a reporter, told the story. "Pregnant woman harassed over sidewalk noise." The headline hit and the neighborhood shifted. People came forward. One man said she called CPS because his kids were barefoot. Another found fake HOA letters too. Karen spiraled. Flyers, sirens. At 6 o'clock a.m., she stood on the sidewalk with a bullhorn blasting alarms at our windows. Cops arrested her. Violation of the injunction. Harassment. Disturbing the peace. She got out. A week later, she sued us civil defamation, emotional distress, 25,000. We countersued. She never showed up to court. Her lawyer said she was undergoing evaluation. Then, moving truck. 2 guys in polos packed up the house. No sign of her. Gone. 2 days later, Ellie went into labor. That hospital room felt like a different planet. Quiet, calm hours. When our daughter arrived, Ellie held her close and whispered, "She's safe now," and she is, because we didn't fight with rage, we fought with records. With patience, with truth. The city sent us a formal notice, charges proceeding. No names mentioned, but everyone knew. We framed that letter. It hangs by the front door. Sometimes I walk with Ellie pushing the stroller beside me. Our daughter babbles at clouds, and every time we pass that stretch of sidewalk, Ellie gives it one solid stomp, just for good measure. So, what would you have done? Was I too patient, or just right on time? Let's talk about what justice really looks like. Drop your thoughts below on comment.